everybody. Bill in Virginia. Welcome back. Hey, today's starting off the episode, and I am at the Richmond racetrack. It's January 22nd, and the Greenberg Train Show is here. And this is the first time it's been back in Richmond in 2 years due to COVID. And there's a lot of people and a lot of stuff. I'm going to have a blast today. I'll take a little bit of additional video, show some things from the train show, and then go back over and do a little bit more work on the O-scale layout.
Not so great right now. Oh, shit. What is the water, man? They pick up the angel touches.
Well, I am back from the Greenberg Train Show in Richmond this Saturday. It's a little bit later in the afternoon, and I did buy some things. So let's pan over to show what I got. I picked up this bag of Super Tree material for 10 bucks. You know, it's a fairly good sized bag. It's got a lot of material inside of it. 10 bucks, good deal. This next purchase I got as a sort of a combined offer here. So what this is an HO scale fast tracks switches templates, as well as materials, the point and frog forming tool, as well as a rail bender, and then spikes, and then ties. Now, you might ask, I am working on an O scale, and then soon to have an ON30 in addition to it. My HO scale is over here. Yeah, it's never done, but it's done as far as for track work. And that's all code 70. These are code 83. So number 6, number 4s, and curved switches. Now this is something that I've been actually wanting to buy for a long time. You know, I want to start making my own switches, getting some practice with that. In the future, I would like to do more layouts. I guess I'm a little crazy. I don't have any room in the garage, but at some point, maybe I will, or a little switching layout up in my office. You know, there's always places you can find things. But I wanted to start doing this. So I'd been watching on eBay, and holy smokes, the prices are expensive. So all of this, you can kind of see how it was marked. It's actually marked really good for prices already. $40 for each of the major templates, $15 each for the forming tool. This track bender was like $20. I got a pile of spikes, pile of ties. Altogether, this would be about $210 just as they have it marked. Kind of wheeled and dealed just a little bit. And they were certainly more than happy to do that. And I got all of this for $150. So I am extremely pleased with the purchase. This will not see the light of day for a while, but you know what? That's okay. This will give me something to do in the future. The same with the super trees. I'm going to add that to a pile of, I got like a club-sized kit of super trees. You know, those will be ending up on this layout as I get farther along. But really fun at the show. Lots of materials there, all scales. The only thing that I was a little sad on is that there wasn't really much in the way of dedicated 2-rail O scale. Lots of Lionel, lots of O gauge, 3-rail, a lot of S gauge, HONZ, just not a lot of 2-rail stuff. So I'll just continue to buy a little bit here and there off eBay to kind of add to this. So that's it for the Richmond Greenberg Train and Toy Show 2022. Now let's get into a little bit of mischief that I'm doing here on the O scale layout. So one last shot of my purchases here from the Richmond Greenberg Train and Toy Show. I was looking at my stuff as I was kind of getting ready to put it away, and I noted that the price tags on it were double layer. So I started to peel a couple of them off to see what the prices were. So this one was originally $130, and then they dropped the price down to $40. This one I got for like $20, and then obviously a discount, but it was originally $85. The point form was $60. The spikes, $45. And that's that's along the lines of the prices that you see on eBay for this stuff. So I am really a happy camper on the deals that I got for this. So very much worth the while for the price that I paid. So what I am playing with here is I took a piece of flex track. I cut the webbing between the ties and slid everything together, and I'm starting to play with making a curved bridge rail deck. So you can see I've got some nails in place, and I've got the flex track with everything cut and pushed together in place. I've been putting my washers in just to kind of separate. I'm playing with this. This does match up with the 24-inch radius curve that I have over there, and that's going to be my tallest trestle. So I already know that's where this one is going to go. So I'm going to be working on this a little bit. When I do go to either Lowe's or Home Depot to get some plywood, I won't be done with this by any stretch. I'll put it away as I start doing some other things on the layout to get my ON30 started. But this does show that I can cut the ties, and I can form a curved bridge track using that method with the O scale, like I did with that little piece right there, which will become a straight bridge at some point, again, once I determine where my bridges are going to go. So, more to come. Well, I am continuing to experiment as I'm working on the curved bridge piece. I didn't like the nails. They were kind of working, but they really were not holding the flex track into position well enough. So I took 2 pieces of the 24-inch curved track, in fact, the 2 that I had on the corner, put them down here to make a jig. that I can set the flex track in to get the curve. So again, this is a work in progress, and I'm not even sure that this is going to work. I'm going to give it a shot. Also, I found out that as I was fighting the flex track with the nail pieces, that I should not have cut all of the ties. I should have left a few on the ends with the webbing and just kind of give support and strength to the end rails on both sides. So what I ended up doing is I took some duct tape, some black duct tape, and wrapped 3 ties together so that I can get it to be sort of a support to keep the rails from kind of bending and twisting and keeping their shape. Did it on that end too. Again, just kind of keeps the rails aligned a little bit better. So I'm going to take these tracks out now and put the flex track in, see if it'll take the shape, and then I can start doing the spacing of those ties using the washers, and then go to the next step and start putting the strips on to glue it, hopefully keep it in shape. If not, I will use that rail bender that I got at the train show today and make it fit. Anyhow, work in progress. Let's see what happens here in a few minutes. So just a little tweaking, and that flex track fits in there, and it assumes the shape that I'm after. I did use the other 24-inch radius track to lay over this, and I added a couple of nails to hold the rails in position on the ends, so that makes it where it aligns well with the track. So just sort of laying it over and kind of getting it in position. Looks good. Looks good. Next thing will be to start the spacing. I will start roughly where I've got the C, which is the center. Start spreading the ties out, and then once I get it a little bit farther from the center piece, then I'll start putting in some of the washers and then start building it out and getting things to align and gap, and then I will come back in and glue. But actually, before I get started on the alignment, I'm going to get a piece of sandpaper and just lightly rough up the backs of these ties. I've just been finding that with plastic on plastic, even with the super glue, if it's got a little bit of a bite because it's a little bit rough, the glue adheres a lot better. So I will do the same thing with my little strips that I'm going to be using to kind of hold everything together as well, just so that I get that extra bite and it kind of keeps things nice and snug. The white styrene will be painted. I got a lot more odds and ends that I'll do to it, and then I'll start to brace this up with the planks that go underneath before I start to put the bridge together. Anyway, more to come on this. So this is working out pretty well. The track is in shape. I've used my little washer spacing method, and I've got the ties to look pretty good. Used a little bit of sandpaper to rough them up. So where I've got the washers is where I will start to put in the little strip styrene. It's going to be a little bit different than the straight section, so I'm going to have to cut them in shorter pieces and maybe do a little bit of an overlap. But still, when I do the underside, all of that should disappear. Let's see if this is going to work. Well, in a few minutes, we'll see if this works. I'm letting the cyanoacrylic glue cure a little bit. And while it does not look pleasant from the bottom side, we'll see the strip styrene should hold it in place. And then all this will be hidden. I'll come in with a very narrow strip of wood and kind of edge around this part. Same on the other side. Then on curved and straight trestles, there's timbers that run along this. So this should be pretty much hidden. And once I get it painted, because I'll paint this sort of that camo brown that I've used on the HO scale in the trees, should give it a good timber trestle look. And it's not going to be obvious, especially when it's flipped over. And there's going to be timbers underneath, so you'd have to look real close to be able to see even where this strip styrene is. That's assuming the track holds its shape. We will find out in just a little bit, but it should fit that corner. So we'll see. Once I get this out, I'll cut. In fact, I'll probably cut these off before I even take that out. I'll trim them back a little bit to here on both sides, and then actually I'll move these ties into there to kind of keep the spacing right, and then sort of cut it here and here, and the same over on this side, just to kind of keep the shape until I get it in place and see if this is going to work. And if it doesn't work, figure out what else to do. So here is the finished product. The process worked. However, the curvature of this track, even after I get it adjusted, it's more than a 24-inch radius. So that's all right. I'm happy that this will work. You can tell, once I get this done, it will be a nice bridge track. The ties are well spaced, a few gaps here and there, but overall not bad. So what I'm going to do is not use this. It's just too big, and I'm not going to kink the track. So I am going to take another piece of flex track, and I have an abundance in that box, far more than I need. There's like a lot of sticks down there that I'm not ever going to use. And I'm going to read up a little bit on how to use this bending tool from Fast Track. And I'm going to pre-curve track, then take the ties off that I cut from the flex track. Well, in fact, I'm going to take the flex track, cut the ties, remove those ties, use those rails, bend them, get my 24-inch radius on those, and then put the ties back on, and then go through a similar process of using strip styrene. I'll make it a little bit cleaner than what I've got on this one. But you know what? That's going to be it for this one. I will do some other odds and ends, and I'm hoping to get the plywood and pink foam board, and we'll have a host of other things going on in the next episode. But that's it for today. It's been a fun day. Enjoyed the train show, and then this evening playing with that track. So anyway, keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time. All right, one more quick piece to this. I figured out how I'm going to do this bridge. And it's the K.I.S.S method. Keep it simple, stupid. And for me, I was overthinking it and overworking it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take ties off of a piece of flex track. I can cut them and I can make them look pretty good. I can remove the two pieces on one tie plate, and then the center part on another tie plate. And lo and behold, I can take my sectional track, I can remove the webbing, a piece or two at a time. The track's already at the 24-inch radius curve. And there we go. I've got my bridge track. The tie plate that's missing on the other side, don't care, to be quite honest. That's going to be mountainside. You're not going to see it. This will line up well on this side. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to do that completely around on two pieces of the 24-inch radius track. I got my bridge deck. and it's easy. I will super glue these in place. I am going to take my diamond file and rough up the back of the track and a spot of super glue on each, put the tie in, get it positioned. I should be good. So we'll see what it looks like in the next episode.